Bitcoin price warning. I'm going to show you guys what you need to be looking out for because we are overextended in the short term. As you guys can see, we finally reached that 1.23 extension at just about 97.5K. Now, going forward, right, we know that I've said this many times, the price has not had a proper retracement in a very long time. And what's fighting a lot of this is a lot of bullish news is popping up in the market like crazy. You have, a lot of these articles where analysts are saying, MicroStrategy doubles down on its Bitcoin bet, potentially creating some hype. MSTR just buying more Bitcoin. Bitcoin data, chart looks at Bitcoin making a new all-time high in 100 days. They're being a little bit more cautious though. They're giving a little bit of a time extension, right? And then it's just mostly positive news to create a ton of hype, right? So how can we avoid making hyped FOMO moves and instead set ourselves up for a much better trading opportunity, right? Well, let's take a look at what's really going on. I'm not going to go over the bigger picture on Bitcoin because I did that in the last two videos. But what we really need to focus on is, first of all, the 120 moving average, the 1.236 extension at 97.5K, what these retracement areas tell us. And I did move them up just to, update them for this video. So right now, just like in last video where I explained this very similar pattern in 2024 when we were coming up from deep discounted Bitcoin before we went up straight up to like 100K, we had a very similar move to this where we had one more leg up extension, filling in more accurately and much more aggressively our fib extension area before we come down and have a proper extension, potentially bringing us down below 90K. And once we go down below 90K, it's game on when it comes to buying and accumulating some Bitcoin longs, right? But first of all, we finally reached the medium price area on the 1.236 extension, right? So we have that. That's checked off. We're approaching the 120 moving average. The RSI is also showing a confirmation of a uptrend continuing, right? So by the time the price reaches the 120 moving average, which is heading towards that direction right now, if it can continue to break below this swing low right here, we'll have, some discount on the current price structure, which can easily bring us up and try to reach the premium area of this extension area higher, right? So there's a potential for another long opportunity before we finally start going down, right? But this is where caution comes into play, right? This is where putting in your SLs are very important, your stop losses, because if it breaks below the 120 moving average and it breaks below the 100% extension inside this green fib at 94.7K, then we can easily come down to 93K where we have previous support, and it will be the start of the not significant but a significant enough to note support area down here where we can see a little bit of consolidation, maybe a bullish fake out as the price continues to come down lower, right? Basically, the reason I say that is because the moment this structure with the support right here at 93K fails, we will be looking at some fluctuations as we continue to go down lower into this red area. So this is a very, very important area, 93K, to potentially have some stop losses for any longs. If we do find support anywhere in this area right here, especially come down to 94.7K or even the 120 moving average, we can see a continuation of an uptrend higher, try to reach the top of the medium area right here at 99K, and we can even go up to 101 or 102K before coming down lower. So we still have more room to go higher. And I am not ruling out just because we have an extension higher until we have confirmation of price breaking down lower and creating a downtrend, which again will be at that 93K level, 93K level, I should say. This is where the meat and potatoes really are, where if we break below this support right here, we can easily fill in these imbalances that we have right here that have not been properly filled. And again, these imbalances overlap, pretty much they all overlap under 90K for the most part, right? So we can easily see the price come down into the 80s very soon. But until we have that confirmation of the price breaking below this, it's a very good idea to take small long positions to continue to take advantage of any higher moves up before we finally come down. And again, if the price goes higher, goes to 99, for example, I will adjust the support area. But until then, it's very important to try to capitalize on these small fluctuations higher as we try to hold the uptrend. And again, we don't have that bearish confirmation just yet. But again, we see Bitcoin just we've seen it so many times where no matter how much hype there is in the news, no matter how much hype there is in the actual structures with the price, we always have a proper corrective move down before we continue to go up higher, right? So I am not ruling out this area whatsoever, even the yellowish orange one, because again, a proper correction hasn't happened since back here. This is the last time, in my opinion, a proper correction happened where we filled in this imbalance perfectly. It also came down to the 0.5 retracement from this overall move higher, this whole move higher right here before it came down. We haven't seen that happen at all during this time right here. So until we have bearish confirmation, again, it's a very good idea to have small long positions to take advantage of any more potential upside with a very important stop loss where our most important support is at 93K. Reason being, again, one more time, if we break below 93K, it opens the pathway very clearly to fill in this these support areas down here. Until then, again, important SLs to have active SLs, and then understanding where to get time to buy in for some small long positions, like at the 120, at the 94.7K level, right? It's very important to take advantage of these with small positions so you don't get hurt, but you still capitalize and make some money as we continue to, potentially move up higher and try to fill in this green area a little bit more, right? So the price warning is that we are overextended and we are going to see a reasonable correction before we can finally start going up higher and make new all-time highs, right? Well over 100K. So that's what I'm looking for a continuation of the uptrend, of the overall uptrend. When it comes to short term, again, it's very, very important to understand how overextended it is without having a proper correction in place to support the rally to continue to go up higher. So this is going to be losing. It could have already topped. That's why it's important to have those stop losses and then have an idea of where it's a good idea to, if you want to buy shorts, where it's a good idea to start selling the shorts, or in my opinion, and then where, if you want to wait and acquire longs instead of shorting, we have a pretty clear area of where we can come down. And again, even though the price moved higher and I updated this fib retracement area, we have a lot of fluctuation right here as can act as a potential magnet and support in the future. And this area does overlap with our retracement area at the moment. So this is still very much valid to potentially see the price come down to around 86K until we push up higher, and then this area becomes irrelevant because it will be higher than this one, and instead we'll just be 100% looking at these imbalance areas for support. So yeah, guys, it's super important to be cautious with longs right now, but still try to maximize your profits with important stop loss. And then the moment we break below 93K, it's very important have patience and wait for a really, really good buying opportunity in this area. But again, we're waiting for the price to break below 93K. We have a little bit of extra support where it can potentially push the price up higher a little bit more. But I am in no means ruling out short-term bearishness, because that's going to give us a much healthier setup to take advantage of aggressive longs and make a lot more profit as we continue to start moving up higher. And of course, the tariff negotiations, we're still waiting on that, right? Nothing has happened yet. A lot of this hype that caused the majority of this rally, I believe is starting to fade away, right? We had enough momentum to go up higher, but we didn't have enough to even reach 99 or even 100K, right? So we know that this hype is fading away, and the price is going to do what it feels is best to keep the price balanced and on a healthier state, so we can take advantage of fluctuations properly instead of just purely trading off a hype. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.